Okay, so we've got totally different personality. High energy dog. This would be a dog you want to find something for him to do to get that energy out. He's a big dog. He's going to pull. Again, he's not fearful of anything. He's not obnoxiously confident like the other one. This one you can handle a lot more and be a little bit more like, hey, stop. Again, I want to keep control of him. I don't want to give him a chance to. I don't have to be so careful with him.
Does that ever, like, the choke, I always feel like I'm...
And that's where you have to kind of get over the sympathetic part of it. If he didn't like it, if it bothered him enough, he'd stop.
I can figure it out.
Yep. So eventually he's going to, nope, and then it just gets tight again. Like I said, I think we were out at the door for like 15, 20 minutes while he did this.
Okay.
Before he actually figured out, be calm, relax, you're fine.
Okay.
The big thing is we don't want him to get away with it. The more we let people get away with it and get away with it and get away with it, the more I let him pull me around and let him get to, he wants to go say hi to every single person. The more I let him just pull me to things, the more he gets his way, the more he wins. And then loose, he's calm, the leash needs to be loose. Nope.
So this is something we should be doing before we allow them to walk out that door.
Yep, calm first. You show me calm behavior, we're going to go out the door. If you pull me to that door, we're going to turn around and walk right back up. You don't get to pull. And this also helps hugely with leash manners. And then with him, once he calms down enough, I am going to adjust his leash and bring it up once he relaxes a little bit more. And this is a dog, like Leslie was saying, he tries to figure out what you want. He's an easy one to work with because he doesn't want to know what you want. Again, not kid-friendly dog. This is not a dog I would put with kids. He's got too much energy. And with him, we are actually going to do the, what's it called, predatory advancements. So again, notice he is still noticing me, but he's not super caring. That's still not up very high. And again, I'm just going to wait him out. And this is going to be the dog where it could take you 20, 30, 45, 50, 60 minutes. It could take you a while with him. That's where you have to give it time. This isn't a dog I would take out when I just have 5 minutes to work with. With him, notice how he did the leash grabbing? You can't hold your hand, or can't hold your hand up high, because he pulls it down, brings you automatically to his level. He can get you then. With him, it's just more tight. You struggle, you don't get oxygen, you don't get comfort. If you're calm, that leash can go smooth. You're fine. Relax.
Why was he pulling your leash like that then? Why did they do
He didn't like it. He didn't want it up there. That's more of a dominant, stop, I don't like that, stop, I don't like that. Unfortunately, he's smart enough to figure that out. And he does it every single time. If he did it once or twice, it's a fluke. He does it every time I bring the leash up like this, he does it every single time. Which brings him down, which then I have to let the leash loose, which leaves me completely vulnerable because then I don't have my defense. With him, I just keep it tighter and you just want calm, 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 calm. Calm gets a reward. So him pulling, no. You don't get any attention for this. And notice he does a lot like what Nico does too. He focuses. That's a predatory thing. I guarantee if we move that, he's probably going to want to chase it. Just from how he already behaves.
And that's probably why I bit the kid in the face.
Yep. He's a shy dog. He probably doesn't want you. He doesn't want to be. A lot of huskies, even though they're super cute and cuddly, don't want to be cuddled. I owned one. He would cuddle me sometimes. Everybody else, he's like, no. Don't hang on me. Don't get in my face. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. Totally depends on the dog. This one probably does not want to be cuddled and be coddled and be loved on like that. He probably would go well with a young college kid that has dog experience after some training. If they don't have dog experience, I would say definitely do classes here or get their classes somewhere. They need to do obedience classes with him to continue to keep that control. But getting like a runner with him would be perfect. And that's, you want to look for more active home. Yes?
Yeah, okay. So consistency, obviously we all want to be doing the same thing.
Yep.
And wait. And what's ideal for him is waiting him out so that he's calm, so then we can let him out. But we don't have 6 to 8 minutes in the morning.
And that's where, yeah, you want to keep it, I would maybe wait, do him last, until you have the time to do it more.
But it was like, we legitimately just stop it, like,
I would
nobody
pick,
has an hour to just, like,
yeah.
hang out with
With that, I would probably pick, come on like, do the morning thing, get him in and out, then start the consistency. Take time. Yep.
Okay.
And eventually you're going to have to wait him out shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter.
And
Like already right now he's called me. He's figuring it out. He's like, okay.
Okay.
It doesn't take long for them to figure it out.
Yeah.
Normally that hour and a half, however long that takes, is a 1, 2, maybe 3 times
Okay.
before they figure. He's a smart dog. He's going to figure it out super quick that doesn't give you any reward. Also with him, that's that pop, 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 no. With him, with the other dog, I didn't talk to him. This one, I'd be like, stop, knock it off. Because he just wants to understand. He just wants to know what I want to do. He just wants to understand. With him, I can vocalize, be like, stop it, knock
So
it
the
off.
no command is okay when you can tell that they're like.
I would use like no,
is.
something, but use a firm, deep, knock it off voice. No. Then he's like, okay. Right. Good boy. And this, look, this isn't a dominant. This is what do you want? I don't know what you want. What do you want me to do? And I'm probably going to do it. Not where the other dog would look at me like, don't touch me. Don't do that. He wants to connect. He wants to figure out what I want him to do. He just has no idea right now.
So how many different personality types are there for dogs?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. I could name off a good chunk of them, probably not all of them. He's meeting another dog, probably because he's intact, that has a ton to do with it. He is dominant. He's not a skittish. He's not a fearful dog, but wants to learn. He wants to work with me and figure out what I want to do with him. The other dog didn't want to. He's just pure confident dominance. He's like, I don't care what you want me to do. I'm not going to do it. This dog, again, he's dominant enough, so if I started forcing him, if I started doing like a medical exam and forced him into it, he's going to be like, stop, I don't know what you want. I would use clicker conditioning with him. I forgot to grab a clicker, that's the one thing I forgot to grab. We'll probably go into that a little bit more. But this would be, I'd use clicker with him and start working on him. Hey, I can touch you here, click treat. Hey, I can touch you here, click treat. Again, this dog doesn't care a whole lot anyways. He just wants, he's too much energy. This would be a dog, take him on the player, run the heck out of him as long as you can.
Would you like a clicker? I have one in my car.
Do you? That'd be amazing.
Always.
He wants your food too.
There's a clicker
Sorry.
in the office, too.
Whoever has one, that would be.
Let me go see if it's there.
And
Yeah,
then
with him, I was able to do vaccinations on him.
I was gonna say he's probably not going to. He's a very easygoing. Again, if you had someone that was not smart and started leaning over him and grabbing his face, he could get mad. He was probably not gonna do it the first time, probably not the second time, the third time. He could be like, okay, stop. You're being, which I'm guessing happened with the kid. I don't know the exact story with the kid. I'm guessing the parents probably let the kid do whatever they wanted to him. Eventually, he probably just got tired of it. He probably got tired of the kid crawling on him or in his space. He's a super friendly, happy-go-lucky dog. He's not super aggressive. He's dominant. He's not skittish. He's not obnoxiously dominant like the other one. Oh, perfect. And then do we have just, does anybody know his like food drive kibble? Does he like kibble a lot? Or treats or something that he would like to go with?
I think he's grabbing something.
So he's focusing on all of these Cheetos.
Cheetos!
This is a dog also, whoever, I would love to take this dog and work with him. Super smart, he wants to learn. I would throw as much obedience on him as possible because he wants to. He wants to learn, he wants to figure out what you want him to do.
So is the good boy, I mean, if you don't have treats, I guess, so
Still
you
wants
always
to
want to
do
do just, okay.
And this is a learn that barking for food is a learned behavior. I'm guessing they bark, they fed him. They bark, they fed him. This is all a learn. This is not a natural because his tone is no. And again, this isn't an aggression. This is more of a what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? He just has a really bad way of expressing it, unfortunately.
So if I were to give him a treat, how would I give it to him?
I would nonchalantly touch him, walk up to him, make him calm first. This does not get food, ever. Behavior like this gets no food. Actually, Leslie, do you want to hold him? When working with him, I would use someone as a back tie. And then she's basically just going to be like a tie-him. She's just going to hold him. She's not going to force him into anything. Oh, perfect.
You still want me to do defensive?
Yep, always defensive handle, even if you are the back tie.
No, we don't have that.
Perfect, good boy. And then that's where she would be like, yes, good. That's what I wanted. Pay attention to me.
Good boy.
I was going to take it away from you. There, see? So, clicker conditioning, who has done clicker training before? It's one of the best things you can do if you can get the dog to do it right. I use corrective and clicker on my dog. Clicker is awesome. They learn super quick. So he's looking at me. Good. And this is just getting him used to click means treat. It's a piece of food. Just eat it. So he looks at me, click, treat. Click, treat every time. It's a treat.
So looking at you is getting his attention.
Yep.
Make sure his attention is on you.
Yep. At least he takes food really nice. That's a plus. So again, him looking at anything else doesn't get a reward.
Good boy.
Good boy. boy. You can tell he's extremely intelligent. Like I said, I was telling Liz I would love to work with him. He's going to be a very easy treat. Just pull him off of it.
Oh, I was gonna let him have it.
Good boy. Maybe some of these circular ones too, I think. With training, make him as small as possible. These ones are hard. Hey, good boy. Good boy.
Finish your scissors.
Okay, this one's a little bit easier. The best thing to use is if the dog will work with kibble. Try and use kibble. These are high in fat, so you don't want to be too
Good boy. Good boy.
too over jealous or zealous with these things. Just because we don't want our dogs to be fat either. Notice he wants to work with me now. He's like, what do you want? Okay, so I go ahead and let him walk up to me. And don't go and rude. Just let him kind of go with it. Good boy.
So, for me being the defensive handler, when he's jumping up on you, granted we know he's not vicious,
Yep,
but
with
if we
him-
don't know that,
I would, right now, you know what he's doing. He's not being aggressive. You
I
don't have
can
to
pull
let
him back.
Yep,
Okay.
but if we didn't know him and he could, like with the other dog, if she pulled him back and he was the other dog, he would lunge and be like, oh no, 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 because now I'm going to be aggressive towards you. Also with the clicker, with him I would really, really use clicker conditioning with him. Super smart, you can get him to do a lot of fun things with it. Not only fun things, you can get him out to jump on people. He's learning, he comes and sits, click and treat. I press the magical button and he gets food. So the calmer he is, and you can use this walking. If you're out walking, he looks at you, click, treat. Walking, click, treat, click, treat, click, treat. This just helps you capture the moment. Get more treats. Those are easy, And like I said, if you have a dog that won't do like kibble, I would get like pepperoni. You can use the cheap like Walmart kind, they're the exact same thing. You just want ones that are easy to break up. Again, that gets nothing. There is no, I'm guessing someone probably taught him to speak at some point. Because that sounds like a, hey, trick, pay attention to me, versus a demanding. Like I said, this is a really fun dog. The more people that we have working with him, he's going to be a really good pet, active pet. I would really stress active pet. He's not a dog that's going to go to a family with 10 kids that just want a dog to hang out with. He's going to go, he wants someone to engage with him. He wants someone that's going to have a ton of time to work with him and engage with him. So he comes up to me, click treat. And you can do it while they're still chomping. That's totally fine. Oh, I'm running out of treats. And I'm letting him follow me with me. Jackpot.
Good boy.
And now we're going to wait him out. This would be where we start to do a command. Again, with him, he may know sit. We want to teach it a little bit more consistently. Most of these dogs we're going to treat as they know nothing. Start fresh. With him, we're going to kind of wait him out. Hey! Yeah. You can let him jump at that point because he's got to figure it out.
Okay.
But I want him to sit. And if you drop it, it is freebie. We don't correct them for it. I screwed up. I dropped it. He doesn't get penalized for it. Good boy.
So you don't tell him that he needs to
Nope.
sit.
Because he doesn't right now know. But right now he's associating his butt hitting the ground. Makes me click that button, which means he gets food.
I've heard that before. You know, teaching the mechanics of it. You don't want to.
Yeah, good
How come he's
boy.
catching on? I mean, you moved forward that one time.
Yep, I just want to get in his space. And he, again, with a dominant dog, you don't want to do that. Because they're going to take it differently.
But he's taking that when
As-
you move to him.
I'm going to sit, yep. Good boy. You dropped him. I dropped it. No. What's this? Right there. Good boy. Again, with him, we would want to do a positive. He doesn't need that corrective behavior. He doesn't need it. He's hyper. He's really active. But he doesn't need a ton of correction.
Now, is he confident or happy right now?
This is happy. This is, we're having fun. I'm figuring out what I want. Notice his whole body sways. He's very relaxed. It's a very small movement. When the other dog did it, he was puffed out. He was like, it's a weird body language. I would highly recommend looking up like YouTube videos when you get home. It's easier to see it in real life, which is why we chose to do the skip the videos and do real life. This is, he's just This is, we're engaging with him, he likes it. Good boy. He's gonna automatically start to assume when I go pop, 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 and he comes up to me, he's gonna sit. Good boy. Yes.
Smart.
Very nice. With him, we're gonna start the kennel conditioning just because he's going to be the easiest. This is a dog you could run into a training right now. I would start tomorrow right away. I would have clickers handy. He's already been clicker conditioned right now. We did it just now, so you don't have to worry. He knows that this button means he gets food. This button means he gets food. With kennel training, we only want to do it when we've got time, and we don't want to ever force them into it. We don't want to force them into it and to stay into it. So he obviously really likes these treats. I'm going to throw it in. He gets his own reward. When he comes out, good boy, he gets a treat too. He gets one from me. He rewards himself in there. That's where the click came from. And then he also gets one from me. I'll give him the whole one. So Leslie, just go ahead and bring him back a little bit. Hey! Good boy. I didn't have my treat handy. Some of these take forever, but I know. Actually, we're going to grab, does he have allergies? Or is he on a special food or anything? Okay, perfect. Kibble is obviously always the preferred choice. It's easier to handle. And it's also less fattening for them. Good boy. And he comes out. I'm going to show him and I'm going to toss it out just to keep him moving. When we're training, we want to keep them moving. Good boy. He, if you notice, when I toss it in there, he leans. If I were to force him in there, this makes us a hugely negative place. He was forced into it. It's bad. To do kennel conditioning that way, he's going to start being destructive with it. Good boy.
So you don't use like their food dish or anything to
Nope,
get them in
just pieces. And I want him to engage with me in it. I want to be part of it. I don't want to just put the food dish in there. This, he's getting one from there, and he's getting one coming from my hand. It's a game. It's fun. Hey! Yeah, good boy. Good boy.
It's going further in.
Yep, and eventually he'll go in and actually turn all the way around. What's this, right? He's like,
He's like, wait, you're just giving me food.
and with that, he doesn't want the food, so we're going to actually throw a higher value in there. Good boy. And I kind of start to close it. I don't want to lock him in there right now. I just want to shut a little bit. You still can come out. Good boy. It's right there. It's right there. Look down. It's right there. Good boy.
My dog hates going in his kennel, even though I've never used it as a timeout place or anything like that. His food and water is in there. I only put him in there when I leave the house so he's not running around.
Chances are, he's viewing it as you leave, he goes in. I would use it, put him, if you're watching TV, put the kettle in the room that you're in TV and stick him in there.
Okay.
Good boy, yeah. Eventually, this dog's going to learn, he goes in there, he gets food.
Yeah.
He goes
He's
in there,
never
he gets
liked
food.
his kennel. I got him from here 3 years ago.
Yeah, and we don't know if you got it from here, someone could have shoved him in there, it could have been a bad thing at some point. Unfortunately, dogs implement. They pay attention, they remember things. My dog, I screwed up. He's supposed to work under gunfire. I brought him with to a 4th of July party that wasn't supposed to have fireworks, and we let off a ton. Ruined my dog, I had to do so much desensitizing. Now we'll make sure he was at fireworks, he could care less, he laid there, played tug, it doesn't matter. But I had to work really hard with him to get him back. Which with your dog, I would start with steps like this. It's a good place, it's a fun place. You engage with me when you do it. Good boy. I'm dropping food.
Well, it's a wire. It's a black wire cage like we have here with those bottoms, you know.
Good boy.
So he can see what's going on around him. It's not like he's.
And it could just be he associates you leave. He goes in here, you leave. He goes in here, you leave. Just you want to make it a more comfortable, more friendly place. My dog hates this kennel. He has to tolerate it. That's what we did this conditioning, but with a toy. He just doesn't like to be confined, so he does kennel pace. So we did have to teach him calm. You go in there, you be calm. You go in there, you be calm. Then you get let out. Because he would kennel pace and circle and circle and circle, and he broke a bunch of them from it. Which this dog could end up doing if we did it the wrong way. So if you guys ever just come hang out with him, I would do a ton of training sessions. Use the crate. Again, chances are he's going to get adopted one day, and they're going to put him in a crate. Adopters don't know to crate train. They just say, oh, go in here, and I'm going to shut the door and leave. So if we do the steps above and teach the dog, hey, this is an okay place, the adopters don't have to struggle with it later on. It's a camera. Hey. You're gonna wait for the better treats, actually. And again, I wouldn't use big. I would get like that pepperoni and cut it super, super small. He's only getting like tiny, tiny pieces from me each time. So we don't want it to be fattening either. And then they get full, and we don't want to deal with that either.
So when we have our dogs here that don't like to go back in their run,
Same thing.
would
You
you
could do the
recommend
exact
putting
same
treats
thing.
there? And then
I would do this kind of conditioning food. Go with a quieter run. I know you guys have different areas too. Try and go in like a quieter area. It doesn't necessarily have to be their kennel. Just get them used to go in. Yes, come on, go in. I'm not locking him in here. If the first time we put him in there, I locked him in there, he'd be like, oh no, I don't like this. He's had a ton of freedom now.
good boy.
Come here. That's it. It's the good one. It's the good one. I have nothing better for you. Good boy. So close it all the way. 2 seconds. Good boy. Yeah. And then he gets a treat. And then that's where we would kind of end with today. And then you build up more and more and more. Eventually he's going to start running in these. He'll be like, hey, treat. This means good stuff. This means good stuff. This means good stuff. Let's play. We don't want to make it a you go in there now kind of thing.
How will he eventually associate that as a place that he laughs?
Yep. He'll eventually learn. Some dogs, I should take that back. Some dogs do, some dogs don't. My dog knows that at bedtime he's not allowed in my bedroom. Bedtime he goes in there, he'll go in there and lay with the door open. Because it's a trained behavior. He doesn't like it, but he will do it. Just because I asked him to. Okay, we're going to put him back. I think we'll probably have you guys follow us and meet us at that other for Rasta.